Hi, I'm Biofrost, and I'm gonna tell you guys a story about my love for animals. So I always liked animals, and I had a couple of small animals when I was younger. I had a goldfish, and I actually had a couple of hamsters. I really like hamsters because when I was in class, we had a project where we would each take home a hamster for like 2 or 3 days, and whoever took care of the hamster well, we just got a star, I'm pretty sure. And since I really like hamsters, I ended up getting a hamster, and one day they actually ended up escaping. There was a male and there was a female, and let's say their names was Charlotte and Bob. Charlotte and Bob, one night, they escaped the cage, and unfortunately they kind of mated during the night, and when we awoke, there was like, I think 10 hamsters or something. I don't know if that's how it works, but I'm pretty sure when I was younger, I just remembered it being that way. There was suddenly just 10 or 20 hamsters in the cage. We're like, okay, they must have escaped. And since we couldn't really take care of 10 hamsters, we ended up going to the forest and we let them go. That sounds really awful, but I think at the time my parents thought it was the best thing to do, and we even gave them like a little house. We gave them some food, and it was a nice area. There weren't really that many bad things, so I'm pretty sure they're okay, or at least I hope they're okay. After that whole thing with the hamsters, I still really liked animals, so when I was like around 12 years old, I ended up visiting China to see my grandparents, and I really wanted a dog for like a long time, or a cat. And since my aunt and my uncle were pretty like open to getting animals, we ended up getting a dog. She was like adopted, and she was really young, like 2 months or 3 months. I don't know what breed she was, but she was white. We called her Mau Mau in Chinese, which is like, I guess directly translated fur, which is a really odd name in English, but in Chinese it made sense. Every day I would walk the dog and she followed me everywhere, and she was really cute. She pretty much never left my side, and whenever I called her, she would just come running to me. And I ended up making a lot of friends in the park because I guess I was kind of known as the kid with the little tiny dog that just went everywhere. And it was a lot of fun because I met a lot of cool people, met some elders, and since Chinese is my second language, it was kind of hard to communicate with people, but since I had the dog, it just made communicating about random stuff so much easier, just about how the dog was super cute. And one day I ended up meeting this girl who really liked the dog as well. She was 16 years old, she was in high school, and she was pretty tall. I also really liked talking with her just because she was really chill, and we would end up just like taking the dog around for like 10 or 20 minutes, and it was just completely random. Like pretty much in our neighborhood, we lived like 5 minutes away from each other, so she would always end up either like walking around the park, and sometimes I would just end up seeing her. So this kind of went on for like 2 months while I was in China, and we like talked a couple times, and eventually when I had to leave, she ended up giving me a letter, and I was like, okay, this is cool. And she was really nervous when she gave it to me. I don't really know why. I've never really received like a letter from a girl before, but she was really nervous, and she's like, please read it. I'm hoping that we can see each other again. I'm like, okay, great. And when I went home and opened the letter, it was like this love letter confessing about how she thought the dog was really cute, and so was I. And I was like, okay, this is great, but she's 4 years older than me. She's 16 and I'm 12, and I didn't really see her that way, but I thought that was kind of interesting. My aunt was like, okay, that's great. You know, do you want to do anything? And I'm like, not really. And then even after that, I just told her like, let's be friends, you know, because I live in Canada, which is like 4,000 miles away. 5,000, 10,000, somewhere around that. And yeah, that's the story about my dog experience in China.